2020 is the final year of this generation of consoles, and it's looking like it's going to be the very best year for anime games, possibly ever. In a little under 2 weeks, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be releasing. The month after that is the release of Granblue Blue Fantasy Versus, at least in Japan. No word on a Western release date yet. One Punch Man: A Hero Nobody Knows releases on the same month. My Hero One's Justice 2, Fairy Tail, and Pirate Warriors 4 all drop in the next month after that. That is just 6 major anime game releases, all within the space of 3 months. That's an average of 2 major anime games a month. But what if I told you there's a possibility of even more to come in 2020? That's right, I think even more anime games will be released in 2020. Obviously, you have a ton of anime aesthetic games coming out in 2020, and they're not going to be included in this video because we could be here for hours. There's also Granblue Blue Fantasy Relink, which I don't actually think has an official release date right now, but I'm guessing it's going to come out this year. But we also have a couple developers that I would expect to start hearing from pretty soon. In case you haven't been in the loop, maybe you don't pay attention to a lot of this anime gaming news, maybe this is the very first video you've ever seen from me, you might not know that CyberConnect 2 has been working on a new project, similar to the Naruto Storm series, but not based in the world of Naruto. That's pretty exciting because CyberConnect 2 is really good at visual fidelity. They make some very beautiful games, and the Storm series is really close to a lot of people's hearts. I've talked a lot about this game on my channel, so if you want to hear more of my thoughts on that, I'll leave a link to my most recent video on the subject at the end of this video. My short thoughts on that game, though, is that I'd very much like it to be a Demon Slayer game, or even something like a Hunter x Hunter game. But I'm expecting it to be a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game. We'll have to wait and see. Then you've got Arc System Works. Normally I would say it's a pretty reasonable time to assume that we will start hearing something about an Arc System Works game in the next 6 months or so, but Arc System Works is in a pretty strange position. They went through a pretty big transition over the last couple years. Team Blue, the team responsible for BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, seems to be continuing the support for that game while also working on mobile games, so I'm not expecting to hear an announcement from them about a brand new game. But what about Team Red, the team responsible for Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Granblue Blue Fantasy Versus? Well, they've already got a lot going on, as I just mentioned, but as far as I can tell from the outside perspective, I don't know anything about their internal workforce, but that team seems to have a lot more resources than they've ever had before. They've never pumped out games so quickly, so it wouldn't shock me to find out that they've also got another game that they're working on, but I'm not expecting a game like that to release this year. I would expect it to release next year, but just remember they've got a lot going on right now. They've got Guilty Gear Strife, they've got Granblue Blue Fantasy Versus, and the data mined Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 3, so don't hold your breath. The team over at Omega Force has 2 games announced for 2020, that's Pirate Warriors 4 and Persona 5 Scramble. 2 games is a lot of games, but they're both releasing in early 2020, which is a bit strange because with the exception of 2017, which was a mostly empty year for that company, they usually drop a couple games towards the end of the year and a couple games towards the beginning of the year. So it wouldn't surprise me to find out that they have a couple surprises for us in store toward the end of the year. Bandai Namco, specifically as a publisher, has released an impressive 13 games throughout the year of 2019, 17 in 2018, and 22 in 2017, and currently they only have 8 games announced for 2020. So perhaps they have something up their sleeves that they're not going to tell us about just yet. Whether the next wave of anime games are going to hit us in late 2020 or early 2021, I do think we're in for a massive treat with that next wave of anime games. Demon Slayer is almost certainly going to get an anime game in the next few years just because, I mean, it's Demon Slayer. We keep getting better and better anime games, and I'm happy to see that we're getting so many of them as well. But what other anime franchises are you hopeful for? In fact, let's make that the question of the day or whatever. I don't really usually do a question of the day, so let's do something special. If you could have any anime franchise get a new game, which would you choose? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name has been Bilbzy, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next one.